Graphing a compound inequality on the number line from the linear inequalities pie slice in ALEX for Algebra 1. The question says graph the compound inequality on the number line. We have x is greater than 0 or x is less than or equal to -4. We need to first look at the sign, the inequality symbol. For this particular one, we have greater than and not an equal to underneath. So it's just x is greater than 0. Then we'll take a look at the number where we start. So in this case, we're going to start at 0. Because there is no or equal to underneath, it's just greater than, we're going to use an open circle. So we use a hollow circle or an open circle at 0 to indicate that it's only greater than, not greater than or equal to. And then we determine which direction our arrow is going to go. So for x is greater than 0, it means that x is everything bigger than 0, which means that our line, our arrow, is going to point to the right. Now we have x is less than or equal to -4. So we're going to take a look at -4. -4 on the number line is right over here. We're going to use a closed circle or a filled in circle at -4. The fact that it is filled in indicates that there is the or equal to. Okay, so it's anything less than or equal to -4. So less than means that we're going to use, we're going to indicate everything smaller than -4 with our arrow. When you see or, you're typically going to have two arrows that point away from each other. Okay, so we're looking in this one at everything greater than 0, so on this side, and everything less than or equal to -4 on this side. The next example says graph the compound inequality on the number line, this time for x is greater than or equal to 0 and x is less than 4. So again, we look at our inequality symbol. Notice that there's the or equal to. That means that we're going to have a filled in circle, this time at 0. So we have a filled in circle at 0. And then a hollow circle at +4. Now looking back here, we have x is greater than or equal to 0. So that means that the arrow is going to be pointing this way, bigger. And x is less than 4, which means that at 4, we're going to be going this way. Notice how the two arrows overlap. So our inequality is everything in between there, because it must satisfy that everything is greater than or equal to 0 and everything is less than 4. Okay, so the only thing that meets those two requirements are the numbers in between those two circles. So again, we have the filled in circle at 0, the hollow circle at +4. The and indicates that it must be everything between them. So, quick review. If you have the or equal to, that means that the circle is going to be filled in. If you don't have an or equal to, that means that it's going to be hollow. Okay.